You know, it's whatever, baby. You know, it's whatever, baby. You know, it's whatever, baby. You know, it's whatever, baby.
All right, so we're here at Whatever by Hektek. We're doing stuff a little bit differently. As you can see or hear, I got some new equipment, so I'm trying them out. But that's not the only reason that it's going to be different. It's going to be different because we're switching platforms and doing stuff a little bit, you know, differently. So, first and foremost, I want to introduce my guest, Empress. Uh, yeah.
Hello.
Tell the people a little bit about yourself, what you got going on, what you do.
My name is Empress. I am multifaceted. Do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Right now, I am mostly focused on my tarot readings. You guys can follow me on my YouTube channel, Imperial Empress Tarot LLC. You can also follow me on my Instagram, She's Royal _2.0 _ where I do tarot readings and post other things regarding the tarot. I love tarot. I get into that. I also have another podcast, which Hektek has been on. It's called Sex, Love, and Alcohol Podcast. We stream on the Evening Rush Network on Friday nights. I gotta stop moving around. Friday nights at 8 p.m. So that's just a little bit about me.
All right, so first things first, how did you get into tarot reading?
It's a gift. Okay, like it's a gift. I feel like it's a very new age nowadays, but it's a gift. It's a spiritual gift. You can pick up the cards and start learning how to read them or whatever, but you have to like really hone your intuition or know how to trust your intuition. And also what really got me into it was after a breakup. I'll say that, where I was like, you know what, I need to pick up another divination. Like I already have a connection with God, but I needed another sort of divination tool to figure out where my life would go from here. And tarot really, like I was instantly called to tarot. But I've been doing it for a long time now.
So after a breakup is when you decided to start. Like, why?
To really start. Why? Because you always have those questions of like, kind of like, where do I go now? Or what should I focus on now? Tarot gave me that insight, helped me get out of my head in a way of where I should be going next. And then I found out I can help other people do the same thing. I was always very spiritual, always very intuitive. Reading the cards has seriously helped me like hear it better or see it better. It made everything more clear, I should say.
Okay. So when did you notice that it made everything clearer once you started getting into tarot reading? Because most people, some people be like, I don't believe in the mumbo jumbo and all that, the crystals, and, the seances and all that. So what made it real for you?
When my predictions started coming true.
Okay.
And then it really made it really started solidifying it when I started like reading for my friends or family members. And they tell me like, damn, Empress, you was on point. Yeah.
Okay.
Really, when it started to come true, when it started to actually happen.
Did it start to scare you that your predictions are coming true?
It started to scare me at first, just how factual, or how accurate I am.
Yeah.
But I mean, you don't have to believe. You don't have to. But if I'm doing a reading for someone, I'm going to tell them what I see. Period. Okay. I'm going to tell them and what I'm getting.
So has anyone done your reading and was like, you're full of shit, and then come back and be like, yo, I didn't believe, but this.
So, okay. It wasn't, no one's ever said I'm full of shit. Right.
Okay. Like I mean, they probably won't say, "Hey, you're full of shit," but they'd be like, "I don't believe you." You know what I mean?
Yes, but it had okay. So there was this dude who had asked me for a reading, and he was a friend of mine, and it was honestly around the time when I was like still trying to practice. Like I wanted to give myself a certain number of people that I read for, like that were close to me before
Hmm.
I started going out to everyone else. So so I read his cards, told him what it was. He needed to make a decision between two people or whatever. And he was just like, oh, like he kind of like brushed off everything I was saying. And I could tell that he wasn't taking it seriously. And as a matter of fact, it was coming out in the cards that he wasn't taking any of this seriously. And I'm telling him, like, you're not listening or you're not taking me seriously.
Right.
Anyway, we lost touch for a little while, and I'm doing a reading. He pops up in my energy,
Uh-huh.
or in the reading. Turns out it popped up that he was going to reach out to me, and he did. And he reached out saying that he should have paid more attention and that he fucked his shit up by not making a decision. So
So he
it was
didn't
funny
pick
how he
one or
wasn't
the other.
listening.
He ended up fucking both of them up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
I mean, that normally happens when you're, juggling multiple situations.
Yeah. I think it was the arrogance he had when it came to it.
Makes
Like,
sense.
all right, whatever.
So did
Like, all
the
right.
other people know he was dealing with multiple, or is just him?
One of them did. One of them did.
Okay.
The other one was in the dark. I'm thinking she was the only one.
Ooh.
Told him he had to make a decision.
Yeah.
He didn't.
All right. So
So the one who was in the dark made the decision for him, and he wishes and he regrets it. He regretted it.
so he stayed with the one that knew.
He stayed with the one that knew because I guess I don't know. I feel like some men do that because they feel like they can just get over, in a
Okay.
way. Like this one is allowing me to play in her face, and
I
she's cool with it.
I get that. So he's miserable now, is what you're saying.
Mhm.
So did you tell him he should have been with the one that didn't know?
Well, it was. I told him he should have made a choice. Like I guess he did
Okay.
make a choice in a way by choosing not to
Not
do
to make a
anything.
choice. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but he should have made. I guess like the adult thing would have been to like break it off with one and you know pursue the other if that's really what you wanted to do. But you can't keep going back and forth between the two of them, and that what was coming out in the cards.
Gotcha, gotcha.
He didn't want to listen. He thought, I guess he just thought like, because like I said, we were friends and I wasn't always, or he didn't always know me as reading tarot. So I guess he was just like,
Yeah, it's like when
I,
a friend comes
whatever.
and be like, "Yo, I'm a
Mm-hmm.
tattoo artist." You'd be like,
Mm-hmm.
"Ah, like
Like
no,
I ain't
you're
never
not."
heard you tattoo before. I
Right,
never nothing that you
right,
ever done. So he was
right.
like,
Like, nah, yeah, I'm
like,
I'm good on that. You want me to draw it? Nah, I'm good. I'm good. You know
yeah,
what I mean? Spend
get
the
a
block in about
catalog.
5 years.
Yeah, get a catalog or something. Let me
Right,
see what you
right,
can do. So
right.
I was telling him, I mean, and he knew that I was kind of like trying to get comfortable, mostly reading for other people. So I guess he just thought I was just, I don't know, not real.
No, I get that.
Hmm.
So any other situations where you've told someone, "Yo, you need to do this," and they haven't done it?
Okay, so my clients, like, how HIPAA, like in a medical field,
Yeah,
how
yeah,
you,
yeah.
how you
You don't have
can't
to give
really,
me names. You can give me
I'm not,
situations.
I can give you a situation because I respect my client's privacy
Got you.
because one thing Tarot has definitely taught me is that we are all going through some shit. Okay. Like or every
100%.
last one of us. Um, okay, so
She hit me with the HIPAA. All right.
so I was doing a reading on actually the podcast I was on. And
Mhm.
I'm doing a reading, it's a boyfriend and a girlfriend. And it was weird because like I don't I'm just we're live on air. I'm just pulling cards. I asked who wanted a quick little 1-2 reading or whatever, and I'm just pulling cards. I don't really know their setup or whatever. I'm just going to tell them what comes out in the card. So
Mhm.
I'm doing a reading. It was the dude first. I did a reading. These cards came out that someone who he was messing with is going to spend the block. Um, and that it looked like he had another relationship going or whatever. And I'm like, just know that someone from your past seems to want to come back or whatever. I didn't know it was his girl at the time, but his girl asked for a reading next. I pulled some cards and it came out that someone that she's dealing with is cheating on her, or he may have multiple options, or whatever the case may be.
So you
and it was
snitched on their situation.
didn't even know it. Okay. And it was actually funny because like I did his reading first and then I did hers, and almost the same exact cards for him came out for her, but in different ways, you know.
So let me get this straight.
Mhm.
Were they both on the show or they came separately?
They were in the audience. Like they were in the comments.
Oh, this
saying,
was
like, yeah, they were in the comments.
Oh, but you
So,
didn't
like,
know they were together.
I had no idea they were together. I had no idea who the hell they were. They just said, I want a quick little reading. I asked, who wants a reading? Me. All right, this dude. So I pulled some cards and that's what came up. Anyway, turns out they were sitting in they lived together. They weren't in the same room, but they were in the same house.
Did they know they were watching the same show?
They did. They did. So she heard the reading I gave to him and he heard the reading I gave to her. I'm kidding you not. 3 days later, he posts on his stories, and I was tagged in it. He posts on his stories that his ex came back from that. I told him someone from your past is about to spin the block, and she spun the block.
Yeah.
And the girlfriend, from what I heard, he was trying to juggle her. Like he was juggling her, but maybe not with the ex who came back, with someone else.
The last thing, listen, you know, even as a kid, you know, growing up, when people used to pull out the Ouija boards and all that, I'd be like,
I never did that shit, but keep going.
I'm out. I'm good. You know what I mean? There's certain shit I just don't fuck with, right?
Yeah.
Much less if I'm out here doing dirt. You know, spirits and stuff move in mysterious ways. Like, I don't have time for it. You know what I mean?
Just like you got guys, spiritual guys, a spiritual team, ancestors, angels looking out for you. So does the next person. So like if you doing dirt, like who's to say my ancestors ain't stronger than your ancestors, or ain't, you know, it's trained to go, or is more with the shit than your ancestors. You can't fuck people over. You don't know who's behind them, whether you see them or not. Don't fuck with people, because your dirt is going to come out one way or another.
That's crazy, though, that they're in the audience watching the same show, asking the same dumbass questions, and they both got one got exposed.
Well,
the other one
got exposed.
Yeah.
He definitely got exposed for the bullshit he was doing. I just didn't know they were together. And you want to know how I found out they were together? The person who tagged me, because like I said, the dude posted on his stories, like, yo, I had a reading, and he tagged me. He's like, yo, she's the real deal. She's shit. She said this was going to happen, and it happened. And so I was tagged in it, but someone else also tagged me or knew who they were, and she gave me the whole backstory. So the girlfriend went up to the mutual friend of ours and said, fuck your tarot reader. Like, fuck her. Because I guess she felt like ignorance is bliss. You know, like
a lot of times. Yeah. Yo, a lot of times ignorance is bliss, but damn. But he was giving you props. Even he got caught up, which is crazy, right? Because he was the guy that got caught up and was still like, yo, fuck, you know, fucks with her because it's real. And he got exposed. So that's good. Kudos to you.
Yeah. But the girl goes to our mutual friend and says that, like I said, I didn't know them at all. So that's how I figure out what happened. But she told the friend, like, yo, fuck her. I didn't need to know all that. That's what came out. Someone wanted you to know, or there's red flags and you've been ignoring them. Now, boom, here's the evidence in your face. What you gonna do about it?
Right, because you do have options now at this point.
You do. Stay or go or whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
I don't care. I don't know, y'all. So, I just told you what you need to know.
So it's easy. Do you feel it's easier giving readings to perfect strangers or people that you know?
It don't matter. If it's someone that I know, I'm going to tell them. I might be a little more gentler. You know, might add a little sugar to make the medicine go down. But you know what? I'll say this. When I'm on my YouTube channel, I'm blunt as fuck.
Okay.
Like I'm cursing. I'm saying like, what the fuck is wrong with this person? This person got mental health. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm just blunt. I'm going to tell you what comes out. And then
Okay.
on top of it, I feel like you get into the energy of the person who you're reading. So if you're frustrated around your situation, I may start to pick up on your energy and get frustrated in the situation as well.
Okay. So
Oh.
is there too close to proximity?
No, I don't know. It may be. I haven't experienced it yet. And plus, if you're coming to me, especially like for those that like, I'll do a free reading for a friend or family member. But if you're paying me for this, like I'm gonna tell you what you need to know.
Okay.
This is what it is. This is
Yeah.
the truth. And as an air sign, Gemini, we shoot straight from the hip. So I'm gonna tell you what the fuck I see. I'm not filtering this shit. I may try to be a little gentle,
Yeah. Just a little
but
bit.
but you're gonna have to hear the truth and know
Okay.
what this is.
Has anyone ever come and asked you for a reading and you'd be like, nah, I'm good?
Not yet.
Really?
Not yet. I've cried in people's readings before, and it wasn't even my tears. It's like the energy. Like,
So
like you're doing a reading for someone, and you can see when someone's hurt
yeah, yeah.
over whatever the situation is. And then it's like you really start to feel it. And like tears are coming. It's like, wait a minute.
So
Like
how
I'm
did the
crying,
person
but
feel when you did that? Like,
connected
okay.
to me. Like, thanks for, thanks. Like, you understand. Yeah, I can, not only can I see it, but like I feel it,
Mhm. So
like I see
do you normally feel people's energies when you're doing a reading?
empathic. Yes, of course, like that comes with the territory. So it's important to protect yourself. Stay prayed up, take your spiritual baths, because energy is real. I
Energy
did a
is
reading
real.
for one of my friends whose grandfather passed away, and she asked me to ask the cards if he has any messages for her. Um, it's funny because they say like spiritualists know, especially witches, people who practice and do spell work and stuff. Um, bubbles in water is like a sign that spirit is there. So she was at my house and I gave her something to drink. She had some water, like a glass of water. And I'm doing her reading. Literally, I had goosebumps the whole reading. And then I noticed her glass of water was full of bubbles. Like, it's not salsa water, it's not Sprite or nothing like that. It's regular flat water, and it was full of bubbles. It's crazy. Like, the energy be real. I did a
So
read. Hmm?
so now they normally say when people have a gift, it's something that was they were given at an early age. They might have
Hmm.
tapped into it a little bit, but because
Hmm.
you're young and you're a kid, you don't really realize what's going on. And so, did you have any experience like that where you knew you were gifted, you just
Yep.
didn't know how to channel it or whatever?
Raised Baptist.
Okay.
Okay. Raised Baptist. Tarot is a huge no-no. That's the devil's work, all of the above.
Yeah.
Now, yeah, it could be, depending on who you go to. Me, I
Mhm.
subscribe to God, God, capital God, the Alpha, the Omega.
Okay.
Whoever you get a reading from may subscribe to someone else. So it
That.
all depends on who you're getting the reading from.
Hmm.
Um, because I grew up in the church, like my mother would have never ever allowed such a thing. But meanwhile, she was able to speak in tongues, like she caught the Holy Spirit. She even told me a story one time when she had a paranormal activity experience. So it's like those things she swore off as the devil, like it's wicked, is this and that. Okay, you may have felt some type of wicked or evil energy off of all that, but as I don't feel that way. I never felt like my gifts were evil or wicked or that I wasn't supposed to be using it for some sort of good.
Okay.
And that's what
Uh,
I choose to do.
no, I've had a couple close calls myself, so I
Mm-hmm.
mean I get it. It was one situation that happened. We went to a visiting church or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to go. I'm a kid. I think I was like 12, 13. Definitely didn't want to go, right? But was forced to go. as they were doing testimonials, right?
Mhm.
So as they're doing the testimonials, I'm not like whatever. Well, this one particular lady gets up to do her testimony. And as she's talking, I'm getting sicker, 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 right? Till I'm like doubling over. And my mom's
Wow.
looking at me and she's like, yo, what's wrong? I was like, I don't know. I just don't feel good. Like, I feel bad, whoop de whoop. So she's like, and this was like, which is weird because this was like one of the first times my mom was like, all right, well, go outside, chill out outside for a little minute. And then, if you feel better, come back in.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember this story so vividly because this church had a basketball goal.
Okay.
And I was big into basketball. So I'm up there playing, shooting. Like, as soon as I left, instantly I felt better, right? And people will say that's a typical kid. Oh, of course you felt sick and then you leave and then you feel better, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm out here playing ball, by myself. I'm having a good old time. So I see kids like coming out. So I'm like, all right, that's a little strange, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, all right, all these kids coming out ain't no more fun for me no more. I'm gonna go back inside, right? Because I wasn't a big sharer, right? That's
Mm-hmm.
just me. Okay, cool. So I'm starting to go back inside, and there's like two deacons in the front, and they're like, nah, you can't come back inside, da 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 da. So I'm a kid, whatever. Go back out, start playing ball again. So it wasn't until like church was over, we go like to eat, and somehow my mom brought up that I was sick or something, right? And
Okay.
we were with her, the pastor, and everybody else from our church. And I was like, and so the pastor's wife like was asking me like, when did you like get sick? And I was like, yeah, when that one lady got up there and started like, talking.
Mm-hmm.
And they all kind of like stopped and looked at each other. And I was like, what? Like, you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like,
Yeah.
everyone's just gonna hold this a secret? Like, what happened? And so it was actually no one else wanted to tell me, but it was actually the pastor's wife that was like, listen,
Mm-hmm.
the reason you got sick was that woman was possessed.
Ooh.
So as she was telling the testimony,
Mm-hmm.
you sensed it
Mm-hmm.
earlier than anybody else because you
Yeah.
got sick and you actually left, right?
Yeah.
And so I was like, well, is that why the kids came out? And they were like, yeah, we sent all the kids. Once we found out,
Mm-hmm.
we sent all the kids outside because kids are more spirit sensitive
Yeah. To that.
to that. So we sent
Mm-hmm.
all the kids out, blah, blah, blah. And then they were like, yo, you really have a gift if you were able to, kind of sense that. And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. And went back to eating my Denny's or whatever the hell I was eating. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But that story always stuck with me because I still remember it. Like it was something
Yeah.
that legit happened. So when people talk about possession and all this other stuff, I'm like, yeah,
I believe it could be true. And I believe we all have intuition or some sort of sixth sense. It just depends on how much you tap into it. Like it's
right.
like anything is like a muscle. It gets stronger when you work it out.
I wasn't
Or
trying to work
or
it out.
you
Definitely, I definitely wasn't trying to work it out like, at all. Like that wasn't even it. Like you had some kids that, it's aspire to be whatever. I was like, get me as far away from this as possible. Like I don't want
That's
none of
scary
this.
though. Like that's a scary experience. So I don't blame you for not wanting nothing to do. I don't want nothing to do with demons either.
Yeah.
like,
Well, it
like
wasn't
hell
easy.
no.
Well, I mean, also something about me too. Normally, my dreams come true. Whether it's
Mhm.
normally years in advance. Like every job or anything that I've ever done in life, I've dreamt
Mhm.
years before actually doing it.
Premonitions.
Yeah, yeah. So sometimes I'd be doing something, I'd be like, I've done this before. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
the
Yeah, I was like, nah,
yeah.
I've done this before. And people be like, yeah, no, 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 no. I've done this before. Like I've been here. So,
Uh-huh.
so now it's, and like, yeah, maybe one day I have you do a tarot reading on me. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it right now.
Well, you gotta be open to it whenever you're ready.
I'm not open to it. I'm just saying, like, I feel like maybe certain things are left best to experience when they come.
Okay, I respect that. I agree to
Yeah.
an extent. I want to know.
Really?
I want to know.
So
Mhm.
if you knew what your death day was, you want to know that day?
It's like the song said, if you had 24 hours to live, just think, where would you go? What would you do? So like, yeah, I guess I would want to know.
Nah, I don't want to know that.
Mhm.
Just take me out. Just
Just
like,
go.
just yeah. I don't want to know. I don't.
I
Cause
mean, I'm
then,
not.
because then, for me, right? I'm an Earth
Mhm,
sign,
mhm.
so for me, I will always be thinking about it and counting down, and it would fuck with me.
Okay. I think it will fuck with anybody. Like, like, okay, I got 10 minutes,
Oh,
5 minutes.
yo, fuck
Like,
that. If you found out you had 10 to 5 minutes, like, yo, that's crazy. Like,
I think it's because like I'm not afraid to die. Like I know I'm gonna be one wild ass ancestor. Like already, I even tell my kids, like, listen, like y'all ain't getting rid of me. Like that's it is
nah.
over. Like y'all would never get rid of me. You will always hear my voice. I will always be around you. Like I'm just here
So for
until I get a next
me,
assignment.
because I guess I'm such a loner.
Mhm.
I ain't trying to bother nobody because I don't want nobody bothering me.
So you just gonna go into the white light and that's it. I don't even know if there's, I don't know what it's like. I don't know. But I
No.
just know that I don't know. I just feel like death is not the end.
So do you believe in reincarnation?
Yeah, I do believe that we may have had other past lives, maybe not necessarily as an animal or anything. Like you could have been like a horrible as human being, and now you're in this life living out paying your debts from your past life or whatever.
So if you could,
Mhm.
would you rather start over clean slate, or would you rather start over with the knowledge that you had previously?
Oh, I want to go back if I could go back with all the knowledge I have now.
Oh,
Absolutely.
100%. I think
Yeah.
I definitely would be like, nah, set me up for, success for the next life.
Straight
Like, for real. Set me up.
straight up. But there's a way that you can remember that if you meditate, you can definitely tap into your Akashic records. And your
So
Akashic records is just your past lifetimes.
so if
I
I
believe that was a
meditate, I'm going to
you can
sleep.
meditate, sit down, meditate. Like meditation is a practice or like something that you need to learn how to do as well, I guess, like get good at, because not everybody can just sit still and be quiet
I'm
and
going
kind
to
of like how
sleep.
to clear their mind.
Going to sleep.
Exactly.
Going
Exactly.
straight
So
to sleep.
exactly. Okay. So you got to sit there. Or for me, it became like, okay, I would try and focus on my breathing, but then my mind would be like, okay, as soon as I'm done, I got to do this. Or I got to, don't forget to do that.
Have you ever
Like I
forgot
never
to
just get
breathe?
my mind. If I ever find myself not meditating, I always try and focus back on my breath.
Okay.
That's what I do. I've gotten a lot better with it. But you can tap into your Akashic records. And I feel like I have. And in my
Okay.
past lives, I was like a mystic as well. I was doing this in my past lives. So this is my mission. This is my journey.
I dig that. I really do.
Mhm.
So
Anybody can do it.
so what would be I guess give the audience some advice if they do want to get closer to their spirituality or their spiritual self or something like that. What would be
Um,
some of the steps that you would take to say, hey, start with this first before you just jump off the cliff?
um, I guess because everyone's different or will be at a different stage in this.
Yeah.
Um, I guess it's really like sitting with yourself. Okay. not everybody even believes in God, but for me personally, I would say try God. Try God first and go from there. You do need a relationship with God. For those of you that don't believe in God, a part of me, especially what I was taught growing up, being Baptist my whole life, is that God is already within us. You know,
Yeah.
like it's like your good conscience, you know,
Yeah.
like the angel and the devil on the shoulder.
Yeah.
So try sit with yourself for a minute. Listen to your inner voice or your higher self, like they like to say. So try God. Like that's the best thing I can try and tell you. I've always had a relationship with God, and I don't mean to preach or anything, but it's it's important because if you just dive into any type of spirituality, you can get led any type of way, and then you become susceptible to who knows, demons and possessions. I don't know, and I don't do exorcisms.
Yeah. Nah, I'm telling you, I'm good on all that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, you're doing too much. And I go off of there.
Mm-hmm.
I go off there. So
Yeah,
we're gonna switch gears because that was
that was
we talked
interesting.
we talked, but it was interesting to see for you to give the viewers kind of your take on it and like what got you into this and stuff like
Mhm.
that. Yeah, and I've learned a little bit more about you as well because I didn't know that's why you started was because of a heartbreak.
Yeah, it was like a bad breakup. And I don't
Yo,
know.
bad breakups be making people do the most.
Yeah, you could do the most or you could sit down and try and heal. I decided to heal.
Okay. So speaking of healing, because you brought this out, this was a good segue. I didn't know where we were going to go with this, but hey, here we are. So, do you feel it's important? Well, I know this is a rhetorical question, right? But
Mhm.
do you feel it's important for a person to heal before getting in another relationship or talking to someone or any of that stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. Because you don't want to drag that baggage in, like like that baggage from the previous relationship. It's not fair to the new person you're dealing with. They didn't do it to you. I mean, they may have to be a little patient with you because, a lot of times you may meet someone or get into a relationship that you wasn't planning on getting into, and you feel like you're still in the middle of your healing journey or whatever the case may be. But it's important for you to like you could pick up bad habits,
Yeah,
or you could be meeting the same type of energy of your ex, but now is in a different body. Same energy, new person is like this person, the new person is treating you similar or reminds you or triggers you like the way the past person did.
yeah,
So if you're still feeling triggered by something, that's a sign you need to heal or still need to work on that. And
hmm
we're all a work in progress. So you're never officially ever 100% healed. Everyone is a work in progress. I feel like you'll always be tested in a sense to see how you react to the situation. But healing is important and it's for you, the person, like the healing was for me, not and for the person who I was going to meet coming forward. Because like I said, it's not fair to drag this person through my emotional baggage.
I often say healing is like going to AA meeting or a drug,
Mm-hmm.
anonymous meeting because they say with those types of people that you're never fully out of
Mm-hmm.
it, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
working step by step, day by day.
Mm-hmm.
I do feel like, have you ever seen someone who you'll be like, all right, they just broke up with X, Y, and Z, and
Mm-hmm.
then you see them immediately with another person who reminds you of the past XYZ, and then they break up with that person, and they get with another person who's it's just carbon copies of the last person that they
Same
dealt with.
energy, new body.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So like what is it about you that keeps attracting this type of person? Maybe it's something within you. Maybe it's something that you are doing.
Yeah.
Be by yourself, figure that shit out.
Like at one point, I was attracting a lot of strippers at one point in my life. And I had to
Were We love the strippers. We love
I
the
was
strippers, bro.
I was definitely attracting a lot of strippers in my life, and I had to figure out what the hell is it about me that keep attracting all like they always wanted to date me and stuff. I was just like, why? You know what I mean? I still never really figured it out, but I think once I was aware of it,
hmm
it kind of self corrected itself out.
You got to become aware of the problem, like figure it out.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people act or do things out of some sort of trauma response. This could be from childhood or whatever. Okay, figure that shit out. Figure your shit out. We've all been through something. All of us.
Yeah.
Every last one of us. No one makes it through this life unscathed. Some people have been through a more extreme version of trauma than others, but we've all been through something. So you got to take some time to figure that out.
100%. It's like I said, I'm very observant, and I like watching people. It's one of my favorite pastimes, especially out in public. I'd be like, "Oh, look at this dummy." You know what I mean? I like watching people. So when I see certain people, and it's always those same people that's always talking about the opposite, it ain't shit.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Then
And it's
why
like,
are you attracting ain't shit people?
you know, if you what they say, if you want better, do better. If you're the smartest person in the room, find a new room. Like there's so many things that I mean I kind of live by. You know, if I want to be a millionaire, I can't hang out with a bunch of broke people. Like that just doesn't make sense. The only thing they're gonna give me is broke advice.
Yeah, or poverty mentality.
Or poverty mentality, right? Nah, I need to. Hey, boss, how do you become a boss? Like, let me know.
Yeah.
You know, but I also understand too, like everyone's blueprint, everyone's, you know, journey in life has led them differently. So even if I got the blueprint, my results probably going to turn out differently than someone else.
A little slightly. It's gonna work out for you the way it's supposed to work out.
Absolutely, absolutely. So what's something that's very important to you in relationships and how you conduct them? Not even just relationships with a partner or significant other, but just in general.
To just be me, I guess. Like I can't show up. I mean, like you could show up as your representative, but you can only keep that act up for so long. You know, like I don't want no one. People as a Gemini, they love to say that Geminis are flaky or like
two sides,
whatever, all over the place. Yeah, two-sided, two-faced, all that bullshit. Sure, I'm sure there are some. I'm not one of them. I will be the same person until I have a reason not to be. But I'm not going to show up as this person and then like I won't, and then later on down the road you find out that I'm something different. Like I can't keep up this act, but only for so long. And same goes with anyone. like shit. If I'm not I don't know, if I'm not a friendly person, you're going to soon learn that I'm not a friendly person because I'm going to do something that's mean, you know, and you're going to be questioning my morals, integrity, or the type of person that I am in general.
I'm not a friendly person, but I don't go out my way to be mean to people.
I definitely don't either, but I'm not overly friendly. And I'm going to tell you that.
Yeah. No, I actually just made a post a couple of days ago like, hey, by the way, I'm not friendly. I can be cordial. I can say what's up. I can show love. But don't get it twisted. I don't really like y'all. Like, I don't really like y'all. Like,
I like people. I like my own space, time, energy more. And I think I said this yesterday, just because I have nothing to do don't mean
when did you
that
say
I'm
this?
bored.
Who did you say this yesterday to?
I think you actually. Like just because if I have nothing to do, and that's an if I have nothing to do, that doesn't mean I need a person to come in and fill that space for me. No. Nope. This is me, my time. I'm good. I'm okay with nothing to do. Actually, this is a treat for me that I have nothing to do. And I'm going to sit here and enjoy this nothing to do. I love my own time, company, space. I'm good by myself. I'm good by myself. Of course, I would like a partner.
Do you think that could hinder you in future endeavors?
To an extent, I think so. It could mess things up because like I don't necessarily like I'm not a phone person, like I don't like to just sit on the phone and talk all the time. There are definitely certain people who I will do that for because I want to. I want to. But like please don't expect me to just be on the phone all the time. Like with whenever like just sit there and talk and shoot the shit with you. Like is this about money? Are we making money together? Is there a point to this? Or are you just calling me and dumping your bullshit on me? And as an empath, I don't need that. Those are like, and not to be mean, like your problems ain't my problems. I can give you advice. I can give you insight, not even so much advice. You want to read it? I got you. But like, I don't know, like you just calling me so you can dump all your shit on me. As a friend, I'm here for you for that. But like, I'm not always going to want to be there for that, especially if it's the same shit over and over and over and over and over. Like if you keep running to the same ain't shit dude, putting up his same ain't shit behavior, and you want to keep calling me about it, like, and want me to listen. What are you going to do now? Like, what do you plan on doing about this? You just want to keep crying about it? No wonder why he's treating you this way, because he knows you ain't going to do shit.
Listen, I'm a fixer, right? So anytime someone comes to me with a problem,
Mm-hmm.
my natural thing is to, okay, how can we fix this?
Most men. Mm-hmm.
Really? You would say most
Yeah.
men?
Men, y'all want to fix things.
Really?
Mm-hmm. But keep going, please.
I honestly find more women try to fix things, and we are spin the block on that one.
Okay.
So, but yeah, so I'm gonna come up with a solution and to the problem, and I had to realize, most of the time people don't want a solution to the problem. They just want someone to know about the problem.
Yeah, they just want someone to listen. I'm not a doctor.
Ooh.
I'm not a doctor. I'm sorry. Like I don't even want to be mean, but it's like, like I could be in a good mood and then here you come fucking up my mood. Like
back. There's certain people that when I see their name come across my phone, I'm like, not today, Satan.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, I'm gonna get sucked in straight up. Not today.
Yeah,
like I'm gonna get sucked in and then like I'm gonna feel for you and then you're gonna be on my mind. I'm gonna be like, damn, I want to help them, I want to do it. And then it's like, wait, hold on, I can't, because they keep putting themselves in this shit.
Yeah.
So it's like after a certain while, I don't even want to hear it anymore. Like, call me about some money. We making money.
And it's sad to say, because I was just telling this to someone else. Even now, if someone's in a DV situation, after the second time, I'm good.
Yeah. I don't even want to. I mean, I don't want to know about the first time because then I'm gonna be expecting you to do something about it, like leave. But especially if I care about you, especially if there's children involved, like I'm gonna be wanting you to leave. But I know there's nothing I can say to you that's gonna make you leave.
No, you gotta want to leave by yourself.
You do, and plus, I don't want you at my house. Like I'm not putting you up. So if you have no, like if you have nowhere to go, like
stop and go. Like,
yeah. Like where am I gonna go? I don't know. I don't know where you.
Damn, we could look at some shelters together. Like,
like you need a night here, a night.
Yeah.
Been a night.
Yeah.
But I like my space, so please, like please. Like,
so about to spin the block on the fixing thing. I've seen more women try to fix men than men try to fix women.
Okay, yeah. When you put it like that, trying to fix, yeah. First of all, who's trying to fix a person?
There's all kind of Build-A-Bears out here nowadays.
The fuck?
And the crazy thing is it's so ironic and so funny to me, not to them, but to me. When a woman tries to fix a man, like say she got a whole hobosexual, right? A whole hobosexual.
An entire hobo, okay.
Whole one, right? She gets him, she helps him get a job, she helps him get a car, She helps him get new clothes. She helps him get some self-esteem.
What
She
the hell? Did he
helps
come
him
from
cut his
jail?
hair.
Did
She
he just
helps
get
him.
out of jail?
She helps him with all this. Even then, right?
Mm-hmm.
She helps him with all this. Then he dumps her. And now the new man goes and finds a new woman.
And then that new woman reaps the benefits.
Right.
Now,
That's why I say it's funny to me.
I would hate to think that's every situation.
It's a
but
lot of them.
It's enough where that happens.
Yeah.
And that's probably because she did not love herself enough to say that, like, she can't build a man. I feel like there are some men who like to fix things. Like when I said that, like, I feel like a lot of men is like that because, like, y'all have that instinct. Like, you look at the situation and a lot of men go on logic, not emotion.
Fact.
So what's more logical here? What makes more sense? How can we just fix this and move on? You know, like whatever the case may be. So a lot of men is like, here's the solution. Boom. And done.
And done with it. And we've moved mentally, we've moved on from it.
Yeah.
And then 2 weeks later, the same person coming back with the same thing, and I'm like, yo, I just told you. I just told you back then how to fix this. Like, what's going on?
Yeah. So now it's like, what is this? Like, you want me to cry with you? Or you want me to, like, sympathize? Like, I do have empathy and I do sympathize for you. That's why I gave you a solution.
Yeah.
So what more are you wanting from me? And I feel like a lot of men are like that because a lot of men were taught not to be emotionally intelligent or too sensitive, you know?
Well, nowadays, everything men do is zesty. Everything.
I'm talking about the men that I grew up with.
I'm just saying. Everything. And I'm not saying, no, but I'm not saying the men are actually zesty. I'm just saying in women's mentality, everything a man does now is zesty, which is the complete opposite of what they've been asking us.
Okay. I do feel like there are some men that are, I don't know. It's like, there was a meme I saw where the woman, you know, the girlfriend was doing everything. She was lifting the heavy furniture. She was
that's doing too much. That's doing way too much.
And the boyfriend is just standing there like,
yeah. Because I saw that.
I've seen that, but I do feel in a way, if a woman feels like her man is not a man, it's probably because he's not making her feel safe or secure.
But who's responsible for that?
It, in a sense, if we're going to follow traditional, the man's job is to be the provider, or to provide some sort of safety. Mm-hmm. Right. So if a woman feels like, okay, I'm doing my end, this is what I'm bringing to the table or whatever, and he's not holding up his end of the bargain, and then she may feel like she got a man who's zesty or who's.
But they stay with those men.
Yeah, because they stay to say that they're in a relationship, and they call it love.
I remember, and this is just me going back in the day. Even to get women's attention back in the day, you had to come correct. Mm-hmm. Now, these women like fashionable homosexuals.
Not me.
They could come with the newest Jordans, the flyest kit, all this, but you walking.
I don't give a fuck about that.
That's you, but a lot. Think about it. How society moves. Society moves by the majority, right? Okay. Regardless if we want it to or not. Society moves majority by the majority. If the majority of the people think this way, that's the new norm, right? Because think about it. 10 years ago, BBLs, people were laughing at girls getting BBLs. Like, what? Now, every 20, 21-year-old is going to get a BBL. It's like, baby girl, you ain't even developed yet.
Every race is not just Black women. It's every race. Yeah. Absolutely. Okay. Absolutely. But when you think about it, like the man who is spending all his money on Jordans, on clothes, on jewelry, on women in general, where is his long-term mindset at? What are his long-term goals? Like, what goals do you have? Are
They
you
don't
just
care about
looking
that.
for it right now?
They don't
They
care
don't
about
care
that
about
though.
that.
No.
I have long-term.
Right.
And if I cannot see this man in my long term because he has to have the newest Jordans, and it's nice to have to be with a man who dresses well and looks nice. Trust me. And even as a woman, I want to look well and dress nice. But it's like at the end of the day, like millionaires, true millionaires who understand, aren't trying to impress no one because
They
they're
wearing
good.
Skechers and they wearing fucking Walmart
Champions,
brand joints. Yeah.
because their money is where it's supposed to be, building generational wealth, growing and doing what it's supposed to do.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's nice and all, but what else do you have to show for that?
Right. No, hey, I'm there with you because now the mindset that I'm on,
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to stack. I'm trying to facilitate. I'm trying to move stuff around. I'm trying to really make real boss moves. So
Yeah.
me wearing the flyest things not really on my priority list.
I mean, if you want to look nice, please, by all means,
No,
look
I
nice.
still look
If you want
nice.
to treat
But
yourself,
I look nice
yeah,
on a budget.
that part. There's ways to do it. There's ways to do it. Like, I know everyone wants to dress nice and whatever,
Yeah, I don't
but
want no
no.
Gucci fit. I don't want no Louis fit. Like I'm good. Because
You see
guess
these
what?
colorful moves?
Because guess what? Like at the end of the day, I don't want someone approaching me just because of what I'm wearing. I want you to approach me
Mhm.
because you actually want to get to know me.
Or because you want to do some sort of business with me and build that money up some more, where maybe
Do you want to build that money up?
isn't that the goal? We all trying to get to the bag. Financial freedom is the goal. Stop playing. Money isn't everything, but it's important. Like, stop acting like we're not going to pretend like money isn't important.
I
We're
hate
not.
when people say that. Like, don't get me wrong though. There's a lot of stuff I won't do for money, right? There's a
Absolutely.
hard line that I draw and I'm
Absolutely.
like, I'm good.
Yeah.
And when I do meet someone who does anything for money, I'm like, get the fuck away from me. Because if you do anything for money, guess what else you'll do? You'll set me up for money. You
Mm-hmm.
tell my stories for money. You
Yeah.
tell people where I live at for money. You'll do
You'll sell
whatever
your
it
soul.
takes for money.
Firstborn. You'll sell your soul. It doesn't matter. You have no
Right.
loyalty as long you like. They can buy you for a price. You're
100%.
money isn't
100%.
everything, and they say money can't buy happiness, but it will definitely make your life a little more, much more comfortable and easier.
With the right mentality though, because you could
Yes.
have all the money in the world and still be miserable, because let's
Yeah.
face it, there's some people that's just built to be miserable. There's no changing that. There's nothing you could do is going to make them feel happy.
Better. That's within them. They got some healing to do.
100%. That's why I said,
Like that's
happiness is definitely 100% a state of mind, and most people
Mhm.
don't realize that. When you wake up in the morning and the
Mhm.
first thing you do is think negatively, you already set the tone for the rest of your day.
Good luck.
Versus you be like, I woke up this morning. I used to tell people, if nothing else, you woke up this morning. Someone
Mhm.
did not. You already winning.
I'm
You're
grateful for this
already
life and the
winning.
opportunities it presents.
Right. You're already winning at that point.
With that
So
mindset, you are getting opportunities. You are telling the universe that you are grateful for the opportunities that you have yet to come, and they bring you more opportunities. Change your mindset. It really is a mental thing,
yeah,
straight up. Like
yeah.
pessimistic attitudes
I'm pessimistic.
in a way you are.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. So I'll
I know.
tell you this. I'll tell you. I don't even think I told you this story. All right. So I'm about to tell the world. I think I told it somewhere else. But anyways, my first trip to Vegas was like 2018, right?
Mm-hmm.
And how it came to be was I was looking at the convention that I just came back from, but this was back in 2018. And someone asked me, "Hey, are you coming?" And I was like, I don't got the money. I don't got this. I found every reason and every excuse why I couldn't do it. Right.
Okay.
So the person came back. The person was a good salesperson, right? Because he had a rebuttal for everything. He was like, well, if you don't mind, staying with people, a lot of us like book a room and we just divvy up the room so it's cheaper for everybody. I was like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I've been in the military. I've been in worse.
Mm-hmm.
Then they said, I got to hook up to the convention. So you don't have to worry about that. I get your press pass. You'll be good. I'm like,
Nice.
okay. They're like, so realistically, the only thing you got to come up with is your flight and food. I was like, all
Okay.
right, cool. Still trying to come up with excuses, whatever. Months go by. I'm at the computer and something's like, look up plane tickets.
Okay.
So I looked up plane tickets. I found a flight, $80 round trip, right? This is
Oh, shit.
pre-COVID now.
Okay.
$80 round trip. So I was
Wow.
like, I know I got $80, right? So I went ahead and booked it. Hit the
Mm-hmm.
dude up, like, hey, I booked my ticket,
I'm on my
blah, blah,
way.
blah. Right? So he's like, great, I'll get everything else set up. Talk to you later. So I'm excited. Going to Vegas for my first time. In between that time, I quit my job. He pissed me off one too many times. I was like, fuck you, I'm out. Right? So all my bills are paid, but I
Mm-hmm.
knew coming up to Vegas, I got about $300.
Okay.
So I'm like, all right, I could eat some dollar menu joints. I could make it stretch. And I'm there for a whole week. Right? So I'm
Woo,
like,
it's a stretch.
yeah, I'm stretching
Mm-hmm.
it. But I've done it before. I know how to do it. I'm stretching it.
Okay.
Right? I go to sleep. This is now the night before Vegas. I check my bank account. The same amount of money is in there. I know what it is. I got a game plan. I'm good to go. So I wake up the next morning super early because I'm so excited. I think my flight's not till 1. I'm up at 4 a.m. Right.
Jeez.
Yeah, I'm geeked, right?
Mm-hmm.
So about 9 o'clock in the morning, something's like, check your bank account. I'm like, why? I'm thinking to myself, why am I wanting to check my bank account again? I just checked it yesterday. There ain't no more difference from what I did yesterday and the day before that. I know I haven't worked in like a month. I know there's
Mm-hmm.
no money coming in. So why am I checking it, right? So I go ahead and check it. And when I tell you, when I woke up, there was 4 digits in there.
Oh shit.
And I mean, not a little bit of 4 digits, a good amount of 4 digits.
How'd you do that? Where did that come from?
So the first thing first, I was like, someone made a mistake. Who made a mistake? Y'all not gonna catch me slipping. Who do I need to, you know what I mean? So I called my bank. I did. I legit called my bank like, yo, so there's this money in my account. And they're like, yeah. Why is it there?
Yeah. Where did it come from?
They're like, no, this is your money. I'm like, you sure? Like, no one's playing a joke on me? Something like that. So after a little bit of investigation, I found out where the money came from. But it was crazy because if I was still pessimistic and not, optimistic, like, how did it come the day I needed to come?
Yeah, like right on time. Like for real.
How? Like, I didn't know this money was coming. I had no
Yeah.
idea. But it did. So from then on, so even after Vegas, they were like, well, you going to come to Chicago? And I was like, I went to go have a rebuttal of why I couldn't go to Chicago. And then I was like, let me get home first. I'll let you know. touchdown, coming to Chicago. Like,
because you can now.
well, not even so much that, but I just learned that if I really want to go do something, I'm gonna go do it. Like me talking about the whys and why nots, the whys and the why nots always leave someone stuck. You always stuck mentally of why you can't do this or why, you know what I mean? So instead of having, or why you shouldn't. So instead of having that mentality, I'm gonna say when, how, okay, bet, I'm done. Everything's done. Like, you know, there's a trip coming up soon. I was like, let's bang it out. We're gonna get it set up. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Instead of like saying no, because you shut down. Like as soon as you say no or I can't, you shut it down.
Right.
Instead of saying how can I make this happen?
And made it happen.
It's the mentality.
Definitely made it happen, and now you know my future is probably going to be started. You know, so I'm definitely excited.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You always gotta have the open mind. There could be some sort of pessimism, you know, that likes to creep up, but it's the steps you take.
I mean, is it
everyone has some sort of fear?
Is it pessimist or is it like realism? Because there is a difference.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Like I could say, hey, I want to be an astronaut, but the realism in me is like, you know, you can't be no goddamn astronaut.
But if you want it bad enough, then you go get it. You just make it happen.
Legally and all that training and all, I'm too old. Can't do it.
Okay.
Right? So right there, I'm disqualified. I didn't say I couldn't go to space. I just said I couldn't be an astronaut.
That's not my reality.
So you could go be an astronaut right now?
If I wanted to. All I got to do is go for it. And I feel like God,
so let me ask you,
I take a step towards it and God in the universe will take like 4 giant steps towards me.
Do you know the steps to be an astronaut?
No, because I'm not interested. but if I looked into it, researched it, and was like, yeah, I think I want to be a fucking astronaut, I'll take the steps.
I kind of want to see you be an astronaut now. Just to see. I want you to prove me wrong.
You going to get on the space shuttle with me?
No. No. Absolutely not. Nah.
You be up from what I understand, if the earth isn't flat, they be on them spaceships for months.
I forgot. I so forgot. For a moment I forgot.
We don't have to get into all that, but if there is a space, they're out there for months.
What you mean if there is a space?
We're not going to get
you don't think there's a space? So what's the little dots in the skies?
Those are stars, yeah.
So that's space though, right?
Sure.
Do you think that's a projection?
Nope. we don't have to get into that because that's a whole nother thing. Okay. But I was saying that to say they're up there for months orbiting or doing whatever the hell they're doing.
Allegedly.
Satellite, yeah. Repairing the satellite. Taking pictures and measurements and shit. So, yeah, like they're out there for a long time. I can't be gone for months. And that's not vacation.
No, you're
on vacation. Yeah, I got children. Like I gotta be here for them.
Or they could be orbiting with you, allegedly.
And homeschooled on spacecraft.
In orbit. In space.
Sure, I guess.
Not in a warehouse studio.
Yeah. But whatever. Whatever, you know. I can't do that right now. I could train.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, we can go to NASA. Where's NASA? It's in Florida, right?
There's two, actually, one place that's on the docket is one. There's a space center there too.
In Florida, in Tampa? Where?
What's
Where?
coming up?
Oh, in Houston, in Texas. Oh
You
yeah.
don't remember? Houston, we have a problem.
That makes sense. Yes. All right. Yeah, that's right. I actually was reading that. I actually read on that. I forgot. But yes, you're right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah. So, what's a key component do you feel is a key component to a healthy relationship?
Communication, trust. Those two I feel like definitely go hand in hand.
Why those two?
Because you got to be able to communicate or have healthy communication.
Yeah, because people communicate.
Yeah, they do. But is anybody listening? You know, like, or are you, I don't know, communicating just to win the argument, or are you communicating for some sense of understanding? You know, trust, absolutely. I don't want to say I just trust everyone until you give me a reason not to, but I don't think everyone's out to get me. And I know there's a lot of people who live their life like everyone is out to get them.
Yes.
So I don't have any reason not to trust you until you give me a reason not to. I don't just hand out trust all willy-nilly, but there is a certain level of trust that everyone just has until you're proven different.
Right, right.
Or until my intuition is like, nah, not that one.
No, I mean you make a great point. Especially with the communication part, because as much as people want to say, "Oh, I'm grown, I know how to, communicate." Part of communication too is active listening.
Yeah. I still don't even I don't think I'm that great of a communicator. As much as I want to believe I am, I still feel like I have a lot to learn or grow with that. And at least I acknowledge it. I acknowledge it. I'm actively working on it. So be patient with the world.
So what makes you feel that you're not a great communicator?
I would hold some things in, or I like to process my feelings before I speak it out.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Most of the time it's because I don't want no outside influences. So if I'm feeling a way, I may hold it in a bit before I speak on it. Yeah. And sometimes it may come out a bit explosive depending on the situation, but or I may, I don't know, like I'm really good at cutting people off.
Like out of your life or just off?
Yeah, like out of my life. I've even ghosted a few people in the past and I didn't communicate. I won't do that now. Like I'm not that person now, but I've done that a lot because I'm like, you know what? I'm done. I don't want to have this conversation. I made up my mind. It is what it is. Moving on.
So what made you want to change? Like when did you realize that you needed to change?
Because like you gotta grow up. And now I'm starting to realize like I might be doing that person a disservice. Like it's not my job to make you a better person, but if I tell you why I'm leaving you to fuck alone, it may make that person want to grow. Like if someone wanted to break up with me and they'd be like, okay, Empress, I'm breaking up with you because of this and that and the third. Like I would want to know, I would take it into consideration. Maybe it's something that can actually help me grow and become a better person and better for my next relationship. So I kind of feel like if I will want that, I got to give it,
Yeah, I do notice, and not getting off the topic, but I do notice that a lot of people request from others things that they can't themselves give.
Boom. So I don't even want to be that sort of a hypocrite like that.
Yeah.
Like
you asking for $10,000, a man to make, man or woman to make $10,000 and you making $200. Like you
Yeah.
can't. If it happens, great, but you can't
Yeah.
demand someone to make more.
Or to be with a
This
person
amount
like that and you can't even do it.
because I hate to say it, but a person making 10 grand a month got a whole set of other issues, and they
Mhm.
already know you can't contribute to helping them out at all.
Any of the solution.
No, no.
So,
Like
so
you
yeah.
can't, you know, say you require someone who to be a great communicator, and yet the little things
Um,
set you off, and you're just,
yeah.
you know what I mean, like acting.
And I'm not communicating all the way.
Right.
I feel like I require communication, or I at least want to know what is going on. And I feel like I said, like if this is how I feel, then I gotta be willing to give it out as well.
Right.
It's only fair. It's only right. It gotta be even. It gotta be fair. That's
Anything else that
universal
you
law.
anything else that you feel like you would want from a relationship or need in a relationship?
Um, Excellent, amazing sex. Um, Communication and
Well,
trust.
I'm out.
I,
I'm out on that one.
what else do I need? A real partner,
What does that mean to you?
like a partner. Like if I can't, they can. And it's not even so much about financial. Like if if I don't feel like, I don't know, cleaning the house today, can he do it? Can he help for that day? If I don't feel like going to the grocery store, will he do it? Taking the car to the shop, whatever. Like, can you fill in where I'm lacking? And I want to do the same for vice versa. Every day we're not going to be 100%. Some days I might be 70, some days he might be 60. Or vice versa, whatever. We're not always going to be 100% every day. But if we are working together to help make each other's lives just a little bit easier, you're my partner. Like, that's my partner. That's someone who I never want to lose. You're reading the room, you're anticipating my needs. What? You're not trying to confuse me, play games with me. There's none of that bullshit. We're just trying to get through this thing called life together and make the best of it. Everyone wants love. And I truly believe that we are not meant to be here by ourselves. So when you find that person who's like truly down for you, who wants to help you grow, who has your best intentions and the best intentions for the relationship, why not? That's who I need.
Do you feel you got that person?
Yes. I actually
Why?
feel like, huh?
Why do you feel that way?
Because he's attentive. Like he's very I don't even know. Like it's like what I said. Like he feels like a real partner, someone who will pour into me, someone who wants to see me win and succeed, someone who has my best intentions, someone who really wants to see me happy and smile, someone who doesn't want me to go through life alone or make me feel like I have to do it alone.
And when did you realize that you had that in that person?
After an argument that we had, it was how we handled it that, helped me be able to let a wall down.
So
Maybe not,
it took
maybe
all
not
the
just
way
a
up to
wall.
that point before you realized.
No. I mean, it helped me to be able to, because you could always see when you have like a good person. Even like I said, the representative may show up, but like someone's intentions and just how real and honest and genuine that they are with you. So it was up until that point that I realized that, you know what, we can probably actually make it for real. Like this could really be something long term. And it was in the way that he handled my concerns, my feelings, and still wasn't trying to throw anything back in my face. Understanding, not blaming me. or trying to absolve himself from any wrongdoing, because it's in a relationship, it takes two. If I have a reaction to something, it's because of something that I seen or that they said or did. So it's not like I just woke up that day and was like, you know what, I'm gonna fuck with this person, I'm gonna ruin their life today. No, something happened, and he acknowledged that something happened. So
Did you almost walk away?
uh maybe, maybe, but you can't always run either. I feel like that's something that people do. It's easier to say fuck it, I'm done, instead of trying to work shit out with someone.
Right.
There's been a lot of times where I found myself not able to work it out with someone, not because I didn't want to, because I felt like that other person wasn't listening, accountable, they shut down, whatever the case may be. They wasn't ready, whatever it was. Like, so then they made it easy to walk away. Like, I'm not dealing with this. I don't want to have to deal with this, especially if I feel like I didn't do anything wrong. You know, I'm not trying to put all the blame on that one person, but some people really do some fucked up shit to you that you know, aren't to blame for. So if that was the case, I'm like, you know what, you made it easy. I don't have to chase you when you did me wrong. I'm not expecting you to chase me either, but at least have a conversation with me.
Do you feel like all this has come from growth as well, like
Uh,
maturity and growth within yourself?
yeah. And you know what it is? You know what it is?
What?
When God or universe, whatever you want to believe, when they send you a real one, when it's like when you stop getting hit with all these fuck boys or these fuck girls, when you get with a real one and you're realizing that, wait a minute, I still got shit I need to work on, when now you got to sit down and realize that it could be you. Like in this moment, it's me, it's not them, it's me. Like, then that's when you realize this is your moment to grow or to stay stuck, in a sense. Grow, I feel like a lot of people are, I mean, we all have fears, but a lot of people fear, like their fears overcome them.
Right.
Mm-mm. If anything's the devil, fear's the devil, because it keeps you from finding new things, exploring, or getting to your true happiness, or becoming the best version of yourself.
Right. No, 100%. Because I
You
mean,
can't be scared.
we all know that there's nothing scarier than a new relationship. Yeah, it's fun,
Mm-hmm.
it's energetic, it's but you have to pretty much peel back the layers of the walls that you've built up for yourself from the previous
Mm-hmm.
relationship to allow
Mm-hmm.
someone else to be able to like come in, and
Mm-hmm.
that's scary for a lot of people. It really
Yeah.
is.
The disappointment, the heartbreak, the letdown, the time, the energy, the money, you can't get it all back, like all of that.
Yeah.
Maybe the money, but the time and the energy that you put, you can't get that back. But it's just like, it's a lot. And then when you had a string of disappointments, no one wants to be disappointed again. Hence why we build up walls, we're defensive, we're guarded, we're this, we're that. But if you are willing to see or step out of your past trauma, or just realize that, like I said, not everyone is out to fucking get you, then you might realize you got a real one. And that's what it was. Like, I had to realize, like, wait a minute, I might actually have a real one here.
And how do you feel
So,
about that now, knowing that you have a real one?
what do you mean? It feels great. I can't stop blushing. Even talking about it, I can't stop blushing. It's great. It's an amazing feeling. Everybody wants to be loved. Love is the highest form of energy vibration. It's the highest. Like, God is love, and he's the most pure, the most highest of the high. So love, giving love, even receiving love is the highest of them all. So to vibrate in that energy on that level feels amazing. You can't
So,
run.
so what do you think your next steps is?
Well, we discussed You mean like with that relationship or what?
Yeah.
Like, well, yeah. So yeah, we discuss where things may go. It's looking great. Well, it's, plans. We make plans, and I'm excited about the plans that we have because I'm excited about the person that I'm with.
That's pretty dope. That's pretty,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe down the road you come back on the show and explain, a little bit more like what those plans are and what y'all got going on. You know what I mean? That sounds very exciting.
Yeah.
So what do you think like I mean, a lot of things that you said though seem like communication, trust, maturity, no
Mm-hmm.
egos. You said
Yeah,
sex.
definitely.
Um like you seem it's not just one thing, but it seems like there's a combination of things that have led you to be in the state that you are right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Growth, healing, a lot of those things. And do you feel like a lot of people say they want to be in, good relationships, but don't really truly know what that means?
Yeah.
You
They
know,
want to be like the girl or the guy in the movie.
oh, swept up. Like, hopeless romantic, that ideal
Mm-hmm.
is very dangerous
Yes.
because it's not reality. You know what I mean? It's like to say, yeah, in the movies they show something happens, they
Mm-hmm.
they might go apart, but then at
Mm-hmm.
the airport, the dude's running her down and saying, "Don't get on that plane, stay with me." Like that sounds great.
Yeah, and it's great for TV.
Yeah,
It
but
makes
that
everything
shit ain't
TV.
reality. Sometimes
No, not
people
all
be
the
like,
time.
"Nah, you want to get on that plane? Get on that plane. I can't stop you."
Peace
Right,
out. Mm-hmm.
right. So, but that whole I don't what would you call it, romanticism? Like that
Yeah.
whole thing is very, very dangerous because you're programming people's heads and their minds to if it doesn't match this, it's not real.
Mm-hmm.
If I say fuck them, they gotta grab me and pull me close and start making out with me, and that's how I know they really want me.
We gotta fight and go through trauma and hate each other and break up and get back together.
Right.
That's how I know. Mm-mm. No, it don't
Like
need to
I
be like that.
like
The fuck?
like I really know people that like if a dude didn't put his hands on them, they didn't feel love.
I
If
heard that
if
before, and it's
someone wasn't
terrible.
fuck you, no fuck you, they didn't feel love. They felt like if someone was like, no, baby, talk to me. Oh, you must want something. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I want to
He's
understand
too
why
nice.
you're mad.
He's too nice. I never been loved like that before. That's a fucking shame. That sounds
Yeah.
like childhood trauma and some shit that you need to speak to a therapist about. Because someone calling you a bitch, or what did Sexy Red say? He's gonna fuck me good and then do me dirty. The fuck is that? Like that shit is exhausting. Like who?
Yeah. I don't I'm gonna tell you for me
Mhm.
personally, I like to protect my peace, and the last thing I want to
Absolutely.
do is wake up to a fight, go to sleep to a fight in the middle of the day, fight throughout the day. I'm good.
Not trusting your partner or not being finding a safe space in your partner is exhausting.
Yeah. Yeah,
Is it
100%. Now, do you think there's a time when there is an argument for each party to be like, pause? We need to put a pin in this. We need to walk away and then come back and revisit it.
You're gonna always there be times where you agree to disagree.
Yeah,
You don't always have to agree with your partner. They shouldn't be exactly like you. You should have like minds, but they shouldn't be exactly like you. Like the relationship should challenge you in the best way, not in a horrible way. Like if you guys don't agree on something, then you don't agree right now. You will find a solution if you are healthy with or gentle enough with each other's feelings, or wanting to find some sort of common ground with this individual. If you both have the same goal and objective for the relationship, it should be okay. It should be okay to put a pin in it for later and still move forward with this person.
has there ever been well, are you and your partner alike?
We are very similar, I feel. Well, we have like minds.
Okay. But y'all
But
not alike.
but we're different. I feel like we agree on a lot of things, or think or feel the same way about certain topics.
Mm-hmm.
But then there are some that we feel differently about, which is okay, because he's expanded my mind. And I guess it will be vice versa for him, hopefully, if he, if there's anything new or new perspective that I bring to him. I don't think he'll agree with everything that I say, or the way that I live my life exactly, but I know that but for the majority of it, we see things the same way for the most part.
You think that's important?
Yeah. Like, I mean, if we like having kids, how would they be raised? That's important.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe some sort of spiritual beliefs. That's important. Yeah. I want to ask you a question. Do you believe in love at first sight?
Do I believe in what?
Love at first sight.
Ooh, that's a good. I believe in interest at the first sight,
Mm-hmm.
right? Love, no, because love is something that's built on and continuously built on, right? Love is
Mm-hmm.
not instant in a
Okay.
lot of situations. Like, yeah, I might feel something for somebody. I might be like, okay, I want to know more about this person. And then as you go down that path, then
Mm-hmm.
you be like, I knew there was something about you. And then it turns into love. Then I guess at that point, then you can say, yeah, I loved you at first sight, because, we're here. It's almost like we're here now at the pinnacle of love,
Mm-hmm.
but that's not where we started.
Yeah. You know what they call that? A
But
soulmate. Your soul recognized their soul from a past life.
is that
So
why you asked the question?
sort of. I felt like we were kind of going to go that way with a past couple of questions you asked me, but we didn't. And I was interested in what you thought about it. But yeah, like if you I feel the same way. Like I've noticed there was someone from my past way before, and I noticed him out of a crowd. And I was like, like just okay. Him, different,
right.
attractive. That was it. But then I got to know him, and the more I got to know him, like you said, like, okay, I knew there was something about you that kind of drew me to you. Not that I was in love with you, but I was definitely interested in you. You stood out to me in a crowd. Not that you was necessarily doing anything or whatever. I may have just was looking through the crowd and I saw you and you just stood out. So that has happened. But they say it's a soulmate that your soul recognized from a past life, that they followed you into this lifetime.
So, do you think that's what happened with you and your partner?
I think it may have been a little bit, because I first noticed him too. Like it kind of was like that same thing where I kind of noticed him. It's like, okay, all right, whatever.
Huh.
And then we started to get to know each other, and I was like, more and more. It's like the became okay. And then
Right.
when we got closer, I'm like, I knew there was something.
So, what was it that like clicked as far as that goes? Your whole love at first sight thing with him.
But with him,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I just noticed him at first. Like I just noticed him, and then when he started talking, and I realized that he was deeper than what he was just presenting at the time, or what we when we got to know each other more.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's just a knowing, I guess. You just know. You just know.
So, this brings up another topic. or another subject.
Mm-hmm.
They say that a woman knows whether she'll fuck a dude in the first like what couple seconds or whatever.
Immediately a meeting.
Did you know that?
Absolutely.
How?
You know, you just know. A woman knows. Like, not that she would fuck every man that she felt like, you know what, he can get some pussy. But in meeting a man, a woman knows right away whether or not she would have sex with him.
So you knew that with your current partner?
Mm-hmm. That, yep, I could have sex with him. I want to have sex. If there was ever an opportunity, it might go down.
So you knew this on the first meet or like as time went by?
Like the first time I saw him.
Really?
Every woman knows. Like the first moment she sees a guy, meets a guy, whatever, he's in the room, she would know, like him. I would give him the joy. He could take my panties off if I'm wearing panties. He could take them down.
So what if
So
you're not wearing panties? Then what?
then
You just
then he
slide
can,
in between.
he can come on
That's
in.
that's very interesting though.
But men don't think like that. How do men think when they see a woman? Just
But
what? How do they think? How do y'all think?
men don't associate like most men approach sex so differently than women that most men don't like. Don't get me wrong. Most men probably look at a woman and be like, "I want to fuck." However, it's not as selective as it is with women.
Yeah.
Like most men would be like, "She could get it. Yeah, she got half a leg, possibly." You know what I mean? Like, it's not as selective as it is with women. So to be like, yeah, it's not the same. So it doesn't hold as much weight if that makes
Okay.
sense.
All
So
right.
when a woman says it's almost like because in y'all, for the most part,
Mm-hmm.
it's not always just sexual with y'all. For men, it's mostly just sexual. It's
Just
never it's
act.
never like we be like, I want to fuck her and create a family with her. You know what I mean? It's never those things.
I didn't think that immediately. I don't think that immediately. I just think, yep, I would have sex with him.
But what I'm saying though is there's a little bit more thought process biologically with women to where they're like, he looks like, even subconsciously, I think most of the time by y'all saying, yeah, I will fuck him means 9 times out of 10, like, I would probably date him.
You would date. Okay. I would deal with him on a long-term basis.
Yeah. Versus a man be like, nah, I just want to come.
Okay. I think some women are like that too, where they're just like,
I'm
I
not
just
saying, no, I'm not saying women are not capable of doing so. I'm just saying,
I hear you.
as history has, dictated, most women just don't think. Like, how many times have we talked to women and we'd be like, when's the last time you had sex? And they'd be like, years. Why? Because I know you're capable of having sex.
Mm-hmm.
I know there's some dude
that you can just call up.
Right. Right. There's probably some dude in your inbox be like, can I eat that pussy? You know what I mean? There's somebody that.
Yeah.
So for a woman to go that long without sex, it's normally because she wants a greater attachment than just sex.
Yeah, true.
How many times have we heard the reform hoe be like, hey, I'm celibate. I need to focus on me. I need to do me. I don't need this distraction. Versus a man, we don't look at sex as a distraction. We look at relationships as a distraction, but not necessarily sex.
Okay.
So
I think it also has to do. I'm sorry, I don't want to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
I think it also has a lot to do with not to say that we're animals or anything like that, but even
very primal.
in animal kingdom, like
Yeah.
the strongest male of whatever species gets to mate with the woman or the female of that species. So as a woman, a human being, or a human being, not a species, whatever, as a human, I get to look at the man and be like, yeah, I could select him and be like, him, like I would have sex with him because he looked like he could do something for me.
Right.
Only the strong in the animal kingdom, in the wild, only the strongest survive, or that's
Right.
how they keep their species strong and thriving. Only the
Right.
strongest get to mate. I
Right.
feel like it could be that way for us too, because there's a lot of bum ass motherfuckers out here who's
I
making
told you
children.
it goes. Hold
But
up. If we go by your definition, that's where you got the
the
flamboyant
hobo,
homosexuals. They look nice. Think about it. In the animal kingdom, the males normally have the
but
color.
he has to fight. If there's two males competing for this woman, like the one who fights, the one who wins the
And,
fight
hold
gets
up.
her.
And I'm gonna tell you what's crazy, and I'm gonna use this, right? And you tell me if I'm wrong. The super flashy homosexual, he Louis down, Jordan's on, jeweled up, look nice, abs, six pack, whole nine, print in the sweats, the whole nine, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you have the conservative dude, nice, button down, polo shirt. He might be wearing some Reeboks, some Adidas, maybe. Pocket swole, right?
Mm-hmm.
Car, house, put together. Who you think they're gonna pick most of the time?
The dude with the Jordans, probably, because he's the thug. He's the gangster. He looks like he got a gun on him right now.
100%. And he
Ready
looks
to
like, and what
crowd
they
up.
say, toxic men give the best dick.
They do say that.
So she already knows him, and remember, he's probably a carbon copy of other dudes she's already messed with. So she knows how he operates. This other dude over here is a total unknown to her because he got his shit together. I don't even know what that
She doesn't
comes
even
with.
recognize that. She doesn't even know what that even looks like.
Yeah, I
she's
don't
so
even know
used
what
to
comes with that. That could come with a whole other set of problems I ain't even equipped to deal with. Him, I could deal with fighting 5, 10 other bitches. You know what I
That's
mean?
a damn shame. I can deal with going to the doctor, getting these abortions, because he ain't shit to be having a baby
He
with.
ain't shit.
Or
I could
going
deal
to
with getting on a bus because neither one of us really got shit, but he really don't got shit, but he locked up. So I'm giving him my last so he can have commissary. But I'm catching a bus all the way to go see him every weekend.
What the hell did you just say?
I'm just
I don't even
saying.
recognize anything you just said, because that makes no sense to me.
I'm just saying
But
though.
whatever.
This dude over here, she don't know. He ain't got no. He ain't toting. He ain't from the hood. He ain't built like that. So now, what if I go to a club and some dude like grabs my ass? He ain't gonna. In their mind, he ain't gonna protect me because he
But he
gonna want to
might
talk
own
his
the
way out of
club.
the fight.
He might own the club, and this mofo, the dude who grabbed your ass, can never come in again,
They don't know that though.
or whatever.
Because remember, this dude over here on the left is a total question mark. She ain't never deal with nobody like this. Dude on the right, she been dealing with her whole life.
Listen, that's sad. That's all I gotta say.
But even you said the dude with the Jordans is normally what they gonna pick though.
Some of them, those unhealed women, will pick that.
Most.
Yeah.
Even ones that you think have
most
some
women
sense.
are unhealed.
Even the ones you think have sense, you'd be like, really? Him? Why? Oh, you got that print in them shorts. His dick can't do shit for you but make you come. And then after that, what?
I was reading something about women always walking away with a wet pussy and an empty purse.
What?
Like, meaning that There's this
So
man.
that was my time to not understand what you were talking about. What? How's that? What?
This man is able to make her come, or the dick is good, whatever the case may be. This toxic dick is good,
Yeah.
but he's not doing anything for her. Like let's say if she needed money for whatever,
He don't got it.
he can't help her with that. Or if he does, he's not going to help her with that. You can't build with him. Like there's no real long-term growth in here. He's using sex to keep you and to fix everything that he feels wrong with you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not reality.
So,
I feel like there are a lot of people who just are in relationships just to say that they're in relationships.
So if you could give a word of wisdom to your fellow feminine species, what would it be?
Love yourself. Choose you.
So you feel the women that choose these type of dudes don't love themselves?
Not as much as they should.
Okay. And why? Why you think that is?
Because then, okay, it's like
break it down to me.
Like I'm a mother, right?
Yeah.
There are certain things that I want for my children, and there are certain experiences that I will protect my children from, or will never situations I would never put my children in.
Yeah.
Just period. Like my job is to protect them. And that comes along with the fierce love I have for them. Now, if I were to turn some of that love onto myself, why am I putting myself in a situation like that may cause me harm? Why am I having this experience that may cause me some type of long-term damage? If I can love myself just as, like, even a little of that fierceness that I have for them, if I can give it to me, then I will not have, or I won't go through certain shit. I won't go through certain things. Mm-hmm. You have the way I protect my children, I'm going to protect myself, my peace. Like, it's not worth it. Even if I am just thinking I'm going to be with this man just for a good time, I'm creating a soul tie. I'm dealing with unnecessary shit. And again, this is my time and my energy that I just won't get back. And then, some people don't use condoms. A lot of people don't use condoms. So I'm signing myself up for some sort of potential STD. No. Why? I love myself too much. I will never put myself in that situation. I care about the other person, but please don't underestimate how much I love myself. That's why I'm I can just walk away.
So you feel that's one of the most needed things for a relationship?
Yeah.
Because yes. I mean, in a sense, right? If I don't love myself, how can I love someone else?
All the way. All day long. And then I feel like your partner or whoever the hell you're dealing with, they will know that you don't value yourself the way that you portray, because they have tested you or tested your boundaries or your limits, and they see that you stayed. So they continue to test or to continue to see what they can get away with, like a child.
That's why I said about those DV people, once he did it once and you stayed,
yeah,
you're going to do it again and again and again and again until you finally leave.
Not just that, like the respect that they had for you, or if there was any respect that they had for you.
Yeah.
Where is it at now? Completely gone. Because they know you'll put up with the bullshit. Yeah. No. Mm-mm. You got to work on loving yourself. You got to work on self-love, self-respect. I said this last night on my podcast. Your self-love and your self-respect makes you more attractive. And that's period. I don't want to be with a man who is willing to just put up with anything. Like, if he wants to be a simp, or if he lets me simp all over him, or if he's been a simp in a past relationship and now he's just jumping into me, like he didn't heal in between that simpness and now I get to simp on him over here. I'm going to simp on him all the fucking way. I am. I will. I will try to protect him from it. Like, nah, let's Let's break this off. But if he wants to, if he's laying down to be my welcome walk, my doormat, I mean, if that's the role you want to play, then don't be mad when you get casted for that role. Like, I don't know what to say to you.
So does that go for females too? Like if a
All the way.
female is just someone that always,
Men can use and sleep with and come back to whenever they feel like they get ready, like walk in and out of her life. Yes. People treat you the way you allow them to.
yeah.
It's honestly that simple.
Yeah, no, 100%. I couldn't have said that last piece better than you.
Mhm.
Last thing, what do you feel? Do you feel any type of way if a man that you're with shows you weakness, like any sign of weakness? Like, say
You
one
mean
day he just,
vulnerability or we
yeah,
like
yeah, vulnerability, not necessarily weakness, but like he might be going through something and just ain't the
no,
man that he's normally built to be. Like, normally,
no. Yeah. Normally he
always tough, always
yeah,
doing what, but some moments just break down.
something happened. Something
Yeah,
happened and now he's vulnerable.
yeah,
He's emotional.
yeah.
No, if anything, that's sexy to me because, like I said before, like a lot of men that I grew up with were taught that if they cried, they're some sort of pussy or they're soft or whatever. Not the fuck at all. Like men, y'all ain't supposed to have feelings. Like
We too zesty then if we have feelings.
no, it all depends on the way you express your feelings, of course.
I mean, there
But
shouldn't be
no,
no. I mean, if because when someone's going through something, someone's emotional. There's no way to tell them how to handle their emotions.
and that part. If he is comfortable enough to let me see that side of him, that means he trusts me enough to handle him at this moment. Even if he even if he may not know it, that he trusts me to handle me or to handle him, he will soon see that he can be this way and it's okay. At least as I will let him know it's okay. We're not always going to be our best selves. We're not always going to be 100%. Life be lifing, like what the fuck. So if he needs to have a moment, he can totally have that moment. And I want to be there for him. I want to comfort him. I want him to know it's okay to cry around me because I'm probably going to cry in front of him. I'm not a crier though. I don't be crying. But if I ever were to cry, I don't want to have to hide my face or hide
Right.
it or whatever.
Yeah. So you want to think less of him because he.
No. Mm-mm.
So how
That's
do you feel
ridiculous.
about the women who always telling the man how he should be or shouldn't be as far as the emotions are concerned?
Um, I would ask her how long has he been this way, in a sense, because there are some. I, I know someone who has gone through a lot of deaths in his family. Like a lot of people has passed away. Like 2023, there was like 6 people in his family that just died of natural causes. Okay, like old ages or whatever. And so it's been one grieving after the next, after the next, after the next, after the next. So if he's always in this sadness, this woe is me energy. He can't find himself, and there's no time limit on it. But if he's always expecting her to kind of like be sad with him, and she's just trying to show him like, okay, there's another side to life. Like I know this is what you're going through, but the world still isn't so bad, and I want to help you see that. Or when you're with me, I don't want you to think about the negative shit that's going on in your life so much. Like if he's always in that energy, I feel like that will drag anybody down. If
Right.
a woman is always in that energy, I feel like that will drag her man. Like it will just be heavy, like too much to deal with. Like
Right.
it's not my job to fix you or heal you. I'm here for you. But can you find a way to see some sort of silver lining in the situation? Like everything happens for a reason. When it comes to death, it's hard. It's very hard. I've been through I have people in my life that has passed away as well. Like I understand, but we're not meant to be here forever. We're not. Death is a part of life. And some passings definitely hurt worse than others. Absolutely. But it's just you always have to find a way to move on. Always. You're not dead. You're here for a reason. There's a purpose. You have to find a way to move on. You can't keep dragging everyone into your misery or expecting everyone to just be miserable because you are. Please find a way to get out of that. Like, do what you got to do. So if a woman is like, listen, I'm tired of him, it's time, I'm like, well, my question would be, how long has he been this way? Is this a constant experience that you have with him? Or is this just that one time?
So what if it was the constant? What if it's like you said, the dude has
that's
all them
exhausting.
debts?
That's exhausting.
Yeah.
It's not his fault that people are passing away. No, it's not his fault, but it could be his fault the way he's handling it. Get some help. Like I said, I understand there's no time stamp, there's no time limit on the healing, none of that. But it's just, you have to find a way to move forward. And if you are expecting your woman to just stick beside you or to cry with you when she wants to see you get out of this as well, then like all the time, every time y'all are together, like you don't want to do nothing fun. You don't want to go out. You don't want to see people. Like when, and it's been months in between. Like it's like, listen, what are we doing here? You just want to wear black your whole life? Like, what are we doing here?
Maybe he likes black.
Fine. But like, you wear black to a funeral. So like, you're just in mourning your whole life, like that's exhausting. I don't know. Like, I can't fix you. I can't heal you. I can just let you know I'm here for you and maybe show you that life isn't so bad still. Like, life is still going on. There's still some good in life that you can actually enjoy if you just maybe try. Like, do you want to go to the grave with them, or are you trying to live? Like, you have to make a decision. You have to choose to move forward. You do. Life sucks. I've been there. So, and I get it, life sucks, but you have to find a way to move forward because you are still alive. You still have a purpose.
Okay. All right, Miss Empress. So this was we're going on the long stroll.
This is different than your other shows.
How?
Because this is definitely more spiritual and stuff.
Was it?
Yeah. Your other podcasts, your other episodes are definitely more risque, or you have very interesting conversations. I say that.
Okay. Well, I mean, I tailor a lot of my shows based on the guest I'm gonna get. So depending on that's exactly. So depending on what guest I have on, depends what my topic's going to be. Sometimes I throw some curveballs because you just never know. But yeah, so I know you're more into certain things. So like, yeah, I didn't know what questions I was going to ask till I asked them. Well, I kind of knew I was going to ask you about the tarot reading because that's interesting. But the rest of the conversation, I knew maybe I was going to talk about relationship stuff or whatever the case may be. But I really didn't know what I was going to ask till I asked them. I didn't even know what order I was going to ask stuff till I asked them. So that's just how I roll.
That's that improv. You can do a show. You can make a show. Good job.
I'm a little good at what I do. So so this is the time that I'm gonna have you talk your shit and talk about what you got going on, what some future projects you have. I know you said it at the beginning of the show, but to reiterate, tell them who you are, what you got going on, what projects you got coming up. Tell them about your shows, stuff of that nature.
Well, my YouTube, my tarot channel, I'm definitely going to be revamping it a bit because I had
No
that
space.
channel. Huh?
Uh-huh.
What'd you say?
No space?
No, what do you mean no space?
Continue, man.
What? My YouTube channel, Imperial Empress. Let me tell you what it is. Imperial Empress Apparel LLC. I'm going to be revamping it a little bit because I've had it now for that channel for about 2 years now. So I get bored. I always gotta redo it. So look forward to that. I may be
What
coming
are
out
you going to change about it, if you don't mind me asking?
Stay tuned. Stay tuned.
AKA, I have no idea. Gotcha.
Still working on it. Still playing with some ideas. So stay tuned. I just have to finalize and come up with a final decision. I do have some ideas in the works. So stay tuned. Okay.
All right.
The podcast that I do, Sex, Love, and Alcohol. I have some,
which is a great show, by the way. I'll throw that out there. I listen every Friday night now, and I've been a guest. Yes, so I do listen.
Fun.
I do listen every Friday night. It's for. So I'll start out. It's for queens, right?
Yes.
That are off their rocker. Like,
oh my gosh.
It's hilarious though. I love it.
We're not crazy, okay?
I ain't say crazy. I ain't say straight jacket crazy.
Off our rocker. Sounds like we're crazy. We're not crazy. We're different, and we bring different point of views to the show. And
cool.
I think that
off the rocker. Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay. We're a little different. Okay.
We are. We're not different from the world. We're different from each other. This guy.
All right, so, go continue. But no, it's a great show. Y'all definitely need to watch it. It's hilarious. You could actually, something that I think is dope too is how you've integrated people even watching at home being able to call in or respond to certain things that y'all are talking about. That's fucking dope.
Yeah, we stream live each and every Friday at 8 p.m. on the Evening Rush Network. You can catch us on YouTube on the Evening Rush Network. I believe it's .com as well on YouTube. But we're there, and Hektek has been a guest more than enough. And we love when he's there because he brings excellent insight and a male point of view, which is what we love. It's a safe space for men. I love men. Men are welcome, so he actually brings a great point of view.
So little backstory. When I first met her though, I was like, yeah, that's the mean one.
I don't know. I'm the nicest one.
Yeah, that's the mean one right there. Oh,
I'm the nicest one. I'm friendly, but I'm not your best friend. I'm nice. I'm nice. I don't have a reason to be mean. I don't have a reason. Whatever. He might have just been intimidated.
Nah, you look mean.
Intimidation. I look mean.
Yeah.
He's lying.
Like you barely smiled, like especially the first episode. Right. Yeah, this is different. The first episode, you were like,
I was listening to you. He was telling us a lot of stuff. He was telling us a lot of stuff about the industry. It was so interesting. Like I never heard that point of view before. I never even met someone who does what he does before. No. So it was like so interesting. So I'm just like, okay.
And then you would chuckle a little bit. You had the Kanye. You'd be like, ha.
And Kanye's a Gemini.
Yep.
Whatever. Okay.
All right, continue.
But yes, Sex, Love, and Alcohol. We got some projects coming up, especially with Valentine's Day. We want to do a Valentine's dating show. So please, if you guys are interested, you can hit me up on at
Hold on, wait. This won't air for that.
Well, okay. So then if you like to be a guest on the show, we can just say that.
Yeah.
If you like to be a guest on the show, you can hit us up on Instagram, Sex, Love, and Alcohol. Send us a DM. It's just how it's spelled: Sex, Love, and Alcohol. And or you can hit me up, send me a DM at She's Royal _2.0_. Also hit me up for your tarot needs. I will let you know.
Y'all playing with fire, but go ahead. Nah, go ahead.
But that's about it for upcoming projects that has to do with the general public right now.
What's that? What does that even mean?
Because I got my own private life, like I got a real job and things like that. So that doesn't have to, I don't have to promote my regular job. I can just promote what I'm doing.
I didn't think that's what you meant by that, but okay.
What?
I don't know what you. That's why I was like, what?
But yeah.
And so this is your first time on the show. So it was very interesting. I liked it.
Me too.
I think the guest is definitely going to like hearing, especially about the tarot reading, the spirituality and stuff of that nature. I think it's going to really like hit with a lot of people, and who knows? I hope it drives a lot of business your way, so you make that money.
Thank you.
All right, so go ahead, and you already plugged your socials, right?
Yes.
All right. So this has been another episode of Whatever by Hektek, the show about whatever. Some days it's risque, other days it's serious and to the point and talking about some real shit. So you just never know what's going to be talked about on Whatever by Hektek. Catch us on Spotify, releasing every Saturday at 12 p.m. That's just what I have in mind right now. It could change. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff that's going to be changing with the show. I including like the set. Normally I have like a green screen and all that, but I think I like this look. It's just cleaner. I don't have to do too much. So there's a lot of different directions that we're gonna go on with this show, and I'm very interesting, and I like it. So yeah. So stay tuned for that. All right, so go ahead and wave bye to the fans or say bye to the fans, whichever one.
And Hektek, this was great. Thanks for having me.
No problem. I enjoyed it.
You're a great host.